here! Been waiting for ya. I thought Yang Yang said you had a super cool little buddy to show us. Where is it?
I don't know.
Did it just pop out of your tacit mark? Smells good. So, is this how it first showed up when you guys were in the Norful Barrens?
Yes, back then as I fought off those tacit discords, a burst of energy erupted. Two forces clashed and collided, and later, one of them emerged victorious. General GN and Rover later told me it was this little thing coming out of Rover's body. It was blocking or even consuming the overflow of Threnodian power. It reminded me of how Rover once absorbed frequency energy with his body in a similar fashion. So, we took him to the academy for a checkup with Baizhi. Apparently, this little one is what we had detected before. It's a speculated space or organism hidden inside your body. Now we finally know. It shares similar frequencies with tacit discord's reverberations. It resembles an echo processed by the data bank, stored inside your body instead of a terminal. In other words, it's your own echo, captured or absorbed at some point. Without you, it can't manifest. That's why Baizhi couldn't confirm just how you absorbed that echo back then. And Baizhi discovered more after analyzing your spectrums. She found a new power source. So, the excess energy this little thing had consumed somehow ended up in your body, available at your disposal. In other words, there's a deeper connection between the two of you. Or, according to Baizhi, it's a convergent codependency. To put it simply, you are connected. While you are two separate individuals, your energies and vitals can affect each other. The bond between you and this creature is symbiotic. As it strengthens, so do you. However, if one is harmed, the other, fortunately, since it can't ever leave your side, it's not an easy target for attackers. And if they do strike, it can seek shelter inside your body for... Okay, now that's pretty much it. Baizhi was going to explain it to you herself, but she has to go check on a newly appeared sonorosphere in Zhaozhou.
Wait. This is too much information for me to process. Let me get this straight. So, it helped Rover fight off the Threnodian? Seriously? This teeny tiny thing could do that? Seems unlikely. Don't look down on me. You'll regret it when you learn what I'm capable of. That poker-faced researcher was absolutely shocked when she examined me. Said I'm not just any echo. I'm a super-duper cool one. Rarest of them all.
Oh, actually, while those aren't Baizhi's exact words, that is what she meant. She mentioned highly intelligent echoes that can act on their own in other countries. Said they are involved in every aspect of human life, with unique abilities beyond our imagination. Those echoes are rare, though. Neither I nor Baizhi, an eco-acoustics expert, have ever seen one in person.
Yeah, makes sense. Now we just gotta figure out where it came from. Who knows? We may find other cool echoes in that place. Well, both General Jian and Baizhi have confirmed it. I'll admit the thought of someone else having an echo inside them sounds pretty crazy to me. You can absorb reverberations with just your hands, like the legend says. So maybe one day you just stumbled upon this little thing and soaked it up like a sponge. So, do you know where exactly he absorbed you? Huh? How am I supposed to know? Why don't you just ask him?
Yeah, it happened before he lost all memories, so we have to.
But even if echoes can have memories, they probably wouldn't remember things earlier than their first manifestation.
Aha! Finally! Someone with common sense. That green-haired, serious guy asked me a similar question. Sorry to disappoint, but I really don't remember anything before I showed up.
Sleeping? Seriously? It's been so long. Although,
So you've got privacy to be respected. Don't worry. Your body... The only problem is, I never know when I'll wake up again. And when I do wake up, I get tired and I know. It's all because I'm not...
That's why you kept disappearing. You went back to sleep from lack of energy. Makes sense.
I thought you'd be really different from the usual ones we. So you probably don't know your denomination or a nickname. No wonder.
Denominate...
The universally agreed terms for special echoes, like names for humans.
My denominate... What? No way! No way! That's not fair! I don't want to be called the little one. How about this? You help me come up with a name, and I will let you have some of the food. There's nothing left. Next time, I'll definitely say
A name?
yes, I want it now. Look, you're... that sounds interesting. Wait, didn't you forget everything? How do you still remember?
With your old name and memories all gone, it's a good...
Yeah! I just want a name that sounds a little cool, a little special, and epic, and super smoking.
That's true. Let's see. You want a cool one. What about...
Nah, no.
Hey, it makes every difference in the world. I am Echo the... Or,
No.
why? I love it when people call me the Chinjo Speedster.
Huh? Aha! I knew Rover would come up with a good... Wait, why does it sound... You didn't just pick two random syllables, did you? I mean... Yeah. Hmm.
Ugh, I meant to tease it as a joke, but I can tell it's upset now.
Abby... Abraxas?
What's wrong? What are you muttering about?
I don't know, but Abby. I like the sound of that. That's my name. Of course I like it. You came up with it for me. I was just...
Sure, we won't. Got it. Well, that didn't work out. I was hoping we could get some answers from the little... I really thought...
Maybe we can start with Abby's special ability. Each special echo has a unique ability. We can compare what Abby does with our records of...
Why do you sound so unsure? Didn't... Abby, can you show us again? I'm super curious.
Well, since you asked, I'll show you how it's done. All right, all eyes on me. What's going on? I'll try again, just you see.
What?
Just a little slip. Back then, I just stood in front of him, and that big bad Threnodian monster thing just...
So, you didn't really do any...
Huh? No. Like I said, I was asleep, and then all of a sudden, I smelled something really yummy. I didn't have time to think. I just...
So maybe Abby's power activates.
Yeah, it looks that way. You can't even hold your shape for very long yet.
Hey! Stop looking down on me. Like I said, it was just a little think about it. I just stood there and did nothing and ended up beating a Threnodian. Imagine what I could do if I actually tried. Hey, Rover, get behind me next time we run into anything, okay? I'll keep you safe.
You're so real.
You bet.
That's very reassuring to hear, but it seems we're stuck again. I can't think of anything else to... Where did you absorb Abby? What are Abby's powers? Our Sentinel Joy can look into the future. Nothing ever deviates from its predictions. Now that the Threnodian crisis is over, perhaps you can consult our...
Relax. You have me. Speaking of that, so this Sentinel can predict the future? That sounds cool. The name Jue sounds pretty cool, too. What does it look like? Where is it? Since we're paying it a visit...
Our Sentinel protects every one of us. But why are you talking about food again? Didn't you just...
I can't help it. Rover, did you hear that? My stomach is growling. I'm so hungry. How about we go to that place we went to last time with Yang Yang and Chisha? Yep. Hello? Are you with me? With so much delicious food right in front of you. You've been absent-minded the whole day. Wait, so you had a dream about the Sentinel? Like the one from your flashback when we saw the Sentinel statue after you lost your memory? Hang on. So let me get this straight. The Sentinel swooshed you off to a mountain shaped like a dragon. And then there were all these bad things going on with lots and lots of tacit discords. But the Sentinel saved the day. How exactly did it protect everyone again? Oh, in your dream it made the time different there.
Yeah. The time in the mountains seemed to have slowed down from the outside, away from the tacit discords. The Sentinel must have created a barrier by manipulating the flow of time. It was a safe haven from all the disturbances caused by the tacit discords, where people lived peacefully. Also, in my dream, I wasn't affected by the slow time and could freely move in and out of the barrier.
It's no shock that you have awesome powers, being friends with me. What was that place you dreamed about called?
I'm not entirely sure I heard it correctly, but in my dream...
Mount Firmament? Never heard of it.
You've never heard of Mount Firmament? Then I'm sure you're not from around here.
Huh? Hold on! Did you just say Mount Firmament?
Oh my! Did that echo just talk?
Come on, man, relax. You don't hear an echo talking every day, but it's not that uncommon. I heard there's a country called Rhinus... What? Anyway, the echoes there are next level. Oh, you're not from around here? Well, that explains why you don't know about Mount Firmament. Legends say Mount Firmament is where the I've never actually heard of anyone going to that place. They say If you're curious, just head southeast. Mount Firmament is on the east side.
The southeast. The past few days, especially this morning, I caught this unique smell from the southeast. From that mountain they just mentioned. It's like a strong energy pulsing through the air, but I can't quite put my finger on it. It feels kinda weird, though. Could it have anything to do with what you said? A place where time passes slowly? Do you want to go check it out?
I had a flashback about seeing their sentinel. Perhaps that happened on Mount Firmament. I can feel an unknown force guiding me, urging me to go there and find something. Jinchi said she'll go search for the sentinel and update me on its whereabouts. But so far, I've not heard anything from the City Hall yet.
Then shall we go check it out together? It feels really suspicious.
Abby, are you getting sleepy again?
Let me take a quick nap, all right? I've got keen ears. If anything goes down, just give me a holler and I'll be up in a jiffy. I swear.
Let's do this another way.
Greetings, Rover. What can I help you with today? I regret to inform you that Madam Magistrate is not in the City Hall. She has left. In fact, we have not heard back from her for days. Unfortunately, no. Please keep this confidential. The situation in Jinzhou is still unstable after our battle with the Threnodian. We must limit discussion of the magistrates. When we captured Scar, he claimed that the Praxidus had imprisoned our Sentinel. It was around the same time that Madam Magistrate lost track of Sentinel Jue. If our Sentinel is truly in danger, or if someone with malicious intent obtains this information, the potential consequences could be as catastrophic as the previous Threnodian invasion. In order to investigate the Sentinel's whereabouts, Madam Magistrate has left for Mount Firmament, its last recorded location. Madam Magistrate traveled to Mount Firmament. The looming threat of the Threnodian discouraged any additional diversion of human resources. Furthermore, when it comes to the Sentinel, force is not a viable solution. Madam Magistrate trusts you. It is beyond my authorization to meddle in your decision. However, the landscape around Mount Firmament is complex. One must be accompanied by a special wayfinder to navigate safely. That's all I know. Currently, she's likely at the ferry terminal in Whining Ix's Mire. To learn more about Mount Firmament, you can meet her at the ferry. I trust Madam Magistrate's decisions. I will do my utmost to handle the public matters on her behalf while this worry about her safety won't leave me. In her last video message, I could tell she seemed weaker than usual. Madam Magistrate's situation. Rover, Mount Firmament. I have sent the coordinates to your terminal.
I'm listening. Hey, did you notice how the mountain has a strangely pleasant smell? It doesn't look edible, though. Of course you can. When I'm already so cool, you must be. And don't worry if there's any. Well, unless there's. In that case.
Let's head to the ferry. Mount Firmament. Our wayfinders should have plenty information to share.
Stay sharp.
Ow! Ow! I can't believe this.
A good vantage point. Huh.
Are you trapped here by the rain? I happen to be waiting for someone too. I am Chun-Li, your wayfinder. Don't worry, the rain won't last much longer. Our destination lies just beyond it. Rover, what do you know about Mount Firmament? There is a certain folk tale. Have you heard of it? While hiking in the mountains, a woodcutter came upon two people playing Weiqi and became enthralled with their game. Upon his return home, he found a world transformed. That mountain was a secret realm where time worked differently. The woodcutter only spent half a day inside, but outside, a century had passed. Mount Firmament is such a place. But unlike this folktale, there is a price to pay for entering and exiting its grounds. If I spend a full day in the mountains, 10 days will be taken off my lifespan upon my leaving, reflecting the actual time that is passed outside. Not to mention, the situation on Mount Firmament right now is probably even more The strange time patterns of Mount Firmament are tied to the Sentinel's temporal mandate. Time ebbs and flows at its... If the Fraxidus really has imprisoned our Sentinel, causing it to lose control of its powers, that could explain the temporal disruptions. Which means Mount Firmament. Lifespan is not the top of my concerns. If you've decided to venture there, Jinshi has stayed on Mount Firmament for too long. She doesn't miss a thing, does she? Before Jinshi left for Mount Firmament, scales began appearing on her body, and her resonance ability was... Those signs pointed to... That's why I must lead you there. You might have the key to solving our dilemma. You're here because I invited you. Sanhua was instructed to disclose my whereabouts if you ever went to City Hall and asked about Jinshi. It's no surprise that you went to City Hall for answers, considering your memory loss. And I need to tell you the truth. Because you've been the top priority. No, the sole concern of our enemy, the Frax. That overseer tried everything to sway you and make you join their side before our battle with the reviving Threnodian. It's a clear sign that your involvement could disrupt their plans, especially at Mount Firmament. Records at the Grand Library tell a tale of someone who dared to enter Mount Firmament after the Sentinel's descent. They were also said to have stood alongside the Sentinel. And here before me stands someone who bears an uncanny resemblance. Is it you? It took me... Rover, the journey ahead is filled with danger. As your wayfinder, the rain is subsiding. It's time for us to head out.
We're at the base of Mount Firmament, but we won't enter the temporal barrier until we cross the luminous shore. Shall we proceed? The storm is coming. Some people must be itching to pounce.
Tell truth from facade. Extra supplies. Nice view. Better than nothing.
The bridge has broken. Judging by its design and intricate... This is what they call a chronosorter. It mimics the Sentinel's temporal mandate, able to reverse small-scale events. My master once told me about the Court of Savante and their fearless quest to unravel the mysteries of Mount Firmament. Their dedication bore fruit in the form of fascinating inventions, such as this chronosorter. But it doesn't... Why hasn't this brilliant invention spread beyond Mount Firmament? This chronosorter was built beyond the temporal barrier, so its creator must have already... But even if they died, there are countless other CSC members who could replicate it. How did such advanced technology... Or... do these chronosorters stop functioning once they are removed from Mount Firmament? This chronosorter weathered though it may. Let's...
Weren't they concerned about losing lifespan?
For those fanatics, nothing mattered more than the truth. To live every moment with overwhelming passion. How many can claim such a tenacious drive and unshakable determination?
For emergencies.
Rover, it's the Fraccidus.
Fury boils! Inferno! As you wish. You're wide open. Tell truth from facade. Break!
Where are you going?
Don't you worry.
Shout!
Appear before me.
Ready for battle.
The Fraccidus. It's them again.
They've set traps all around the luminous shore. They must have anticipated your arrival.
Wouldn't hurt.
The entrance is sealed.
It's the photon barrier. Another. Specific steps must. Use long-range weapons on the photon vaults to cut off its energy. Once we've reached the cave's end, we'll enter the domain of Mount Firmament. Proceed with caution.
so it can't hurt me.
Time on Mount Firmament used to simply flow slower than in the outside world. Visitors were but what we're seeing now is different. What was once slow, no one leaving Mount Firmament could turn any mortal to dust in these poor creatures. So, it looks like the Fraxidus did manage to capture our scent. I had wished. As expected, my terminal is... The temporal disruption is preventing it from functioning. We can't waste a moment. We need to hurry to Hongjian, a town nestled at the heart of Mount Firmament. Jinshi would like...
Nice view.
The temporal disruptions have spared nothing on our way here. Chengli, does that mean you're in danger too?
So far, nothing feels out of the ordinary. It seems the Sentinel contained the situation before being fully trapped. But I don't know how long this stability will hold. If I go down, please, don't worry about me. What's the matter? You dreamed of Hongjian? It sounds like you did dream of this place. What you just described closely aligns with the account. Over a century ago, a vast horde of tacit discords invaded. Thankfully, the Sentinel descended, manipulating time to erect a protective barrier. Rover, perhaps it could be a glimpse into your own past, and a guiding light. Hongzhen is a pivotal location, linking various parts of Mount. But every trap has its weak points. Someone has used their resonance ability here, but it feels different, and it seems like she used it in a dire. The traces lead deep. Let's keep moving.
Someone fought here against those Fraxidus.
Must be Jinshi. Using her resonance ability too much, but she must.
Cheng-Li, there are traces here.
They're pointing north. Let's proceed in that direction.
Let's do this another way.
How dare you!
Stay sharp.
The traces disappear by the pond.
Rover, we need to keep an eye out for anything unusual.
Administering first aid.
The vase on the stone table seems rather peculiar.
There's something behind the waterfall. Another photon barrier.
3 photon vaults to break. Rover, use ranged attacks.
You two, halt!
Hold on.
Lady Xingyi.
Relax, there are honored guests. No need to be tense. In a single day, we've greeted both the Magistrate of Jinzhou and her trusted counselor in Hongzhen. I can only assume something significant happened. It's been a while, Cheng-Li.
I heard you step down from your position and move to the countryside. And now here we are, meeting again after all this time.
For years, I lived secluded. No longer concerned. But the current situation in Jinzhou is volatile. It is reunited. And you, young sir? What shall I call you? My name is Xinyi. Please follow me this way. It's not safe to talk here. I believe you are here for Magistrate Jinshi. The magistrate left Hongzhen about 15 minutes ago. She should be at the Truth Seeker's Pass now. That's what they call it in Hongzhen. You might know it better as the ruins of a Court of Savante facility.
Lady Xingyi.
Madam Magistrate?
I'm fine. How's the situation?
Yes. Remaining civilian?
Good. These hidden... Despite being the Sentinel, I can feel my resonance ability waning. And I get my power from the Sentinel. This can only mean one thing. Lady Xingyi, I need to know where the Sentinel was last seen. I can only fix the temporal disruption within a confined radius. Mount Firmament is in
The Sentinel was last seen flying towards Mianlung Chamber, where it would normally rest. The Fraxidus, but little did they know. We had a defense system in place, built with the help of the Court of Savante. It was reactivated as soon as our Sentinel made it back in. This mechanism has allowed us to locate their troops. And we've already eliminated some of them outside the Mianlung Chamber. To get inside Mianlung Chamber, we have to find the cipher key in Truth Seeker's Pass and unseal it with the Keyforge.
Understood.
You are injured. Please, rest and leave it to me.
The Fraxidus will most likely attack this place once... I implore you, Xingyi. Help me keep our people safe.
Yes.
Before I headed to Mount Firmament, the Fraxidus revealed a prophecy from our Sentinel. A fateful clash between the Sentinel and myself that would shape the fate of our city. I never intended to believe their baseless claims, but I was not surprised to hear it. The Sentinel had told me long ago that there would come a day when I surpass it in power. A day when the humans of Jinzhou take control of their own destiny. Once we save the Sentinel from danger, I intend to have a serious conversation with it about this prophecy.
And then she left.
There's still one thing that doesn't add up. How did the Fraxidus kidnap our Sentinel? The Mianlong chamber was once renovated by...
I'll look into what you said. But once we have the cipher key, the Mianlung chamber will be left vulnerable to the Fraxidus' potential retaliation.
We must keep them at bay. Rover and I are headed to the Truthseeker's Pass to meet up with Jingxi. We'll distract the Fraxidus main forces, giving you an opportunity to stage your ambush.
And the locals will handle the rest. I will send some men to open up the side exit for you. Head south and keep walking a couple of minutes, and you will see the Truthseeker's Pass downstream.
Thank you, Lady Xingyi. Please, leave it to us.
In this place she was born, and in this place she returns. Our magistrate's fate is bound to Mount Firmament.
Did Xingyi and Jinxi know each other?
Jinxi was chosen as a baby for her resonance ability, and raised in City Hall to become the Sentinel's appointed resonator. All the government workers there helped care for and teach her at some point, including Lady Xingyi. She grew up with immense responsibilities, forced to suppress her true nature from a young age. Thinking back, Jinxi was only a teenage girl when she became the magistrate. She has been burdened with unimaginable weight that most cannot fathom.
I assume this is the Truth Seeker's Pass Xingyi mentioned.
Yes. This should be another chronosorter. It should work. The entrance is built on... We will need to break the three... Nothing. I was wondering, how did the court of Savante create such an... I've never heard of any human civilization having the ability to manipulate time. Unless... We need to focus on items related... Good. Did you see the tacitite fulminate on that cliff? Perhaps we can create an opening in this disk with an explosion. One of the photon vaults always ends up blocked off. We can't seem to break 3 of them at once. Perhaps we'll need to use the chronosorter. Good. Did you see the tacitite fulminate on that cliff? Perhaps we can create an opening in this disk with an explosion. One of the photon vaults always ends up blocked off. We can't seem to break 3 of them at once. Perhaps we'll need to use the chronosorter.
Nice view.
It worked. The opening fits right onto the middle photon vault.
Rover, now we can hit the 3 photon vaults simultaneously. The blockade has been lifted. Let's go in.
It works at least.
Why are there tacit discords here? No. These monsters, they don't look like the usual tacit discords.
These also look like the works of the Court of Savante. Did they create these simulated holograms to protect this place?
Time to fight back. Don't you worry.
Appear before me. Stay vigilant. Ha!
Let's do this another way. Inferno! You're no match. You're wide open.
Leave it to me. Appear before me.
Ready for battle.
That thing up ahead. Is it another mechanism?
It seems to... We got rid of those holograms. Let's go and have a look.
It works at least.
The glowing patterns on that gate. It's a... Yes. The flare... See how each star represents a flare stone? That mechanism we accidentally solved earlier should be one of them. Yes. We still need... Wait. The blood and scales here. It's Jinshi. She is like... We are run...
Wouldn't hurt to be more prepared.
Decades have passed, but those researchers' presence still lingers in this place. The Sentinel situation is worse than with one of the temporal programs.
So the Sentinel protected Hongjin with its power.
According to their theories, the Sentinel's injury would worsen over time, and if the Sentinel perished... So the Fraxidus just added a pinch of salt to the already gaping wounds on Mount Firmament. There's nothing we can do. Only the Mianlong Chamber can provide temporary relief. In the end, the Sentinel and a peculiar visitor who is immune to time disruptions would have to come up with a last resort. The Sentinel couldn't be fixed, so they decided their experiments resulted in the first chronosorter, a man-made resonance object. No, a chronosorter can only... We are getting too...
Nice view. What a nuisance.
Let's do this another way. As you wish.
Ready for battle. Bide the time. Tell truth from facade. Break! Stay sharp.
Fury boils! Not bad. Burn to ashes! Burn!
It works at least.
Another chronosorter. The second flare stone. Should be behind this gate. Let's restore the collapsed gate with this chronosorter.
Better than nothing.
There is still another photon vault to break. We can't reach it from here. We may need to look around for a better vantage point.
Why hesitate if you know what you want? Appear before me. Appear before me. Appear before me. Ha!
Nice view.
One last flare stone to go. There's a carrier lift nearby.
We've reached the carrier lift.
Is that so? And this also answers my previous question. No, it was nowhere near enough. The chronosorters shut down once they are removed from the Sentinel's range, or the abnormal time. Plus, as artificial resonance objects, according to the Court of Savante researchers, there was a hypothesis that could potentially make them more powerful, which states the collision but yes. That fight has to happen to trigger a second resonance. Countless chronosorters were made to collide. One chronosorter briefly... It's similar to how human overclocking happens. The chronosorters required manual control, and the Sentinel successfully Jinchi. Don't worry. Rover is special. The temporal disruption can't hurt him. Shh. I gave my word to be your pawn, and I intend to keep it. As your teacher and courtier, and let's not forget, without me, Rover has a strong connection to this place.
But we already owe Rover a lot.
As we headed toward Mount Firmament, Rover mentioned a strange dream he had. Rover, Jue, and Mount Firmament.
I see. Rover, I will do
What did you find in Truthseeker's past, Jin?
According to the Court of Savante's records, the Sentinel was already injured upon its arrival at Mount Firmament. As time passed and its condition worsened, the flow of time became Only the Sentinel's appointed resonator can restore its temporal mandate. Their records indicate a solution. To reverse the rapid aging effect from temporal disruptions, I must
Let's say you can achieve...
I understand. I share a resonance connection with Jue. Sentinel Jue has the temporal disrupt. Without the Sentinel blocking out tacit discords through its time manipulation power, Jinju.
So what do you plan? If the Sentinel's condition is indeed incurable, today...
If it truly comes down, it's the...
Have you thought about trying to trigger a second awakening by fighting the Sentinel? It could make... We both know what that... I can see.
You're one to talk, my teacher. I learned from the best.
Oh? I don't... We all die eventually. Jinchi, you must live and inherit the Sentinel's power.
Chengli.
Jinchi, I don't intend to stop you. That's why I brought Rover here. You may have already guessed it. Rover is indeed the hero who fought by our Sentinel's side during Jinzhou's early days. He is also the mysterious visitor spoken of in tales about Mount Firmament. All evidence we've gathered points to this being true. If anyone can help us with the situation at Mount Firmament, it must be Rover.
Thank you, my teacher.
Lastly, we still don't know for sure how the Fraxidus is keeping our Sentinel trapped. This will determine if you can actually meet it face to face. Yes, it could be any. The cipher key should be inside the stone.